magician's fingers pointing inside. In reality, the disc hasn't vanished. The magician has cleverly hidden it behind his hands horizontally. Also, one side of the disc is white and the other side is entirely black. This design allows the disc to blend into the magician's clothes, thanks to the black color, making it seem like the disc has vanished. Now, let's watch it in slow motion as the disc reappears in the magician's other hand. As you can see in slow motion, the magician is grabbing the disc hidden behind his left hand with his right hand, showcasing it and creating a magical illusion. But here, the magician doesn't have just one disc but two, which he separates in the next move. Now, he has one disc in each hand. When he makes one disc disappear with one hand and shows it in the other, he cleverly hides the disc he wants to make vanish, directing the audience's attention to the other hand. The magician continues performing quickly in this manner, leaving the onlookers astonished. After a while, the magician releases confetti into the air. But there was a disc in the magician's hand, so how and when did this confetti appear in his hand? Let's go back a bit and observe closely. As you can see, at the very end of this disc act, the magician cleverly brings his other hand behind, where he grabs the confetti hidden behind him and then releases it into the air. In reality, watching this not only amazes everyone, but also serves as a clever distraction. In the midst of this, the magician skillfully slides the disc held in his hand into a secret pocket on the outside of his jacket. It happens so quickly that observers feel as if the disc has vanished and transformed into confetti, just released into the air by the magician. Afterwards, the magician brings a colorful disc into his hands again and repeats the act of making it disappear and then bringing it back. If you pay close attention, the magician opens his jacket in a way to show that there's nothing underneath, but right after, the disc magically appears in his hand. In reality, the magician has opened a part of the jacket that's visible to everyone. But if you observe closely, it's the inside of the jacket where the smaller disc is cleverly hidden. The magician retrieves this disc from inside and, just like before, hides it horizontally behind his hand. In slow motion, you can notice the magician's hand and finger movements, revealing how he conceals the disc and brings it back out. Although it appears that the magician has two discs in his hands, in reality, there's more disc cleverly hidden behind them. The magician has a total of 6 discs in his hands, and he performs this incredible act with them. Although you now know how this trick is being executed, you can imagine the amount of practice and skill required to perform it with such speed and precision. Florian Sainvet executes this act in a spectacular manner, leaving the audience astonished and thoroughly entertained. But the magic doesn't end there. The magician tosses each disc one by one, and at that moment, a large disc appears in his hand. If you've carefully watched the video, you can now tell where this large disc came from in the magician's hands. Yes, just like before, the magician slyly brings one of his hands behind and retrieves the large disc hidden behind, so swiftly that it appears as if the disc magically materializes. If you pay attention, at this moment, the magician's other hand is behind, grabbing the confetti hidden in the back pocket and releasing it into the air. This all seems like magic, but now you've learned where the magician is getting all this from. Afterwards, the magician performs another amazing act with this large disc, and in the end, once again brings his hands behind, grabbing a large white disc that, upon twisting, transforms into pieces of paper and scatters in the air. In reality, just like in the beginning, the white disc that the magician is holding is not a solid white disc, but rather 2 transparent discs with pieces of white paper placed between them, creating the illusion of a solid white disc. When the magician twists it, he actually separates the 2 transparent discs, and the pieces of paper placed in between scatter in the air. Along with them, the transparent discs also float in the air. Due to their transparency, they go unnoticed, but here you can see both discs floating in the air. And that's how Florian Sainvet performs this amazing act, and now you also know the secret behind his magic. We work very hard to bring you such amazing videos, so please do like the video. If you are new to this channel, consider subscribing and pressing the bell icon so that you receive notifications for upcoming videos.